Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Oblivion modded playthrough. It is I, Xilestar, and today I did a lot of stuff. I'm feeling a lot better than I did, well, not than I did last time. Last time I was very surprised though that I think I turned off the microphone maybe once during the entire thing. And, which is very surprising because I think right after that, I think I had to record Pokemon Crystal and I only had to turn off the microphone once. So that was very interesting. Oh, I forgot to tell Tess to wait, so she's going to be broken a little bit. Anyway, so last time I said that I was going to I was going to do a bunch of stuff to fix the layers, so I did do that. I took some days to go and fix that, so I want to see if it actually does work for this version. To see if... Oh, Tess is following me. Okay. So I want to see if our character right now can see them. If not, that is not a big deal. However, after Shivering Isles, we're going to be... I don't want to say deleting, but we're going to be sort of removing the mod temporarily in order to put it... And we're putting it right back where it was. The only thing that we're going to do is that we're just going to empty out, of course, the storage into whichever house we want to, and then throwing it away. I clicked the wrong button. Again! I keep clicking the wrong button.
Yes,
hey, you. Ooh.
All right.
Oh, is she just quiet for me or something? Or is she just quiet in general? Maybe she's just quiet for me. I don't know. Anyway. So if we're going to head back. I'm going to unhotkey that spell for now. Just so I don't accidentally click it again. So I spent some time just doing what I said I was going to do. Since all of the items for the technical Lair were all technically initially disabled, the only thing that I did is that I told it, hey, don't do that. We want them enabled all the time. So now that they are all technically enabled, I just want to see if it registers it. I'm not 100% sure how it works specifically for modded cells, pretty much. So I'm just trying to figure out if that's actually how it works. So nothing's changed in here, I don't think. One way I can know that it actually did work in this cell, or this area in general, is if we go to the prison, and we can see... Yeah, so it does work. We can see the thing. I did get rid of the food, though, but that's because there's nobody in there. I can always add it back in anyway. We're still using the vanilla DLC location, so technically I still have the coordinates for each and every item. And then if we go to the Bastion, everything in here should be a-okay. Yeah, look, this place is now more furnished. On my initial run through of getting rid of all the items that were initially there that would be removed later on, I forgot something that would have been underneath here, so I got rid of that. And of course we got rid of the coffin because we don't really need it, because this is where our mod wall is going to be. And I think around here I want to put the Dark King's armor, so like the Dark King's pedestal thing, and these are going to be replaced with the alchemical stuff that I have up in the that I have attached to the alchemy thing. The only difference is I'm going to make them into static objects instead of movable objects like these are, because obviously you can move these, and I don't want that. I want them to be stable on the desk, so that's kind of what I want. Yeah, so you can obviously be able to see the Dark King's armor in here, see if it's summoned or not. We're going to have the mod wall here. As I said last time, and I think I've also mentioned it in Circuitcraft and Pokemon Crystal, I want to have little, like, memorabilias of the different DLCs. That's one of my plans, is to put, like, Frostcrag Spire somewhere, maybe, like, right here, and then Battlehorn Castle maybe over here, although Battlehorn Castle is very boring. Because those two DLCs, not mods, I'm going to probably call mods, so let's just mention it now. Those ones don't really add too much in terms of the game, or they don't really add many good locations that you can use. as sad as it is, I do believe that Frostcrag Spire is one of the best ones. And then Battlehorn Castle, it's got very little storage, and not only that, it doesn't really provide you with anything that's unique or new. And then Frostcrag Spire, similar thing. So it's like, it's a bit more difficult to kind of mention. And then I think and then what I want to do is I want to have a smaller version of Castle Trilesia, or if you want to call it by the original, Castle High Rock. Just have a little silhouette of it here, maybe, and then have Castle Anvil and the other silhouette. I think that would be kind of cool. Just to have little locations of the DLC locations, I think would be pretty cool. Also, none of the DLC, none of the DLC mod or the DLC like scripts are working. So right now this does nothing, but yet it will later on. I just haven't really done anything with it now. Same idea with everything else. You can also tell as well by the fact that if we go back to here, I believe, you will find out that we do not have blah 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 the thing that actually restores your vampirism or cures you of your vampirism, because apparently when I moved it over, apparently it didn't like it and it didn't put it in, which is weird. But that will be fixed, don't get me wrong. I will definitely fix that. But now the next goal that is of mine for this area and for the cove... Actually, I want to mention something for the cove area before I mention this. So, it's just something that... I don't want to say it's something that I thought of now. It's something that I was thinking about because because I'm now getting into that weird phase where it's like, why do I have two versions? So, before we get more into that... Oh, there's something else I wanted to do for this area, and I'm going to mention that after I mention everything else. So, for the hideout area, or the cove, if you will, I wanted to do something, and I don't know how well and how extensive it goes, so I don't know how well it's going to work. However... one thing that I really want to do is don't want to use these cave textures. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying that, you know, oh, ew, these cave textures are so old and so weird. But one thing that I want to try and do is use any of the cave textures, or hopefully I can turn the entire thing into it, the Lost Spires cave textures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a mod called the Lost Spires, and they have blue caves. It's like blue and like dark earth kind of like things for the ground and the ceiling. Pretty much, you can also watch the mod playthrough as well as the modded playthrough of it, and you can see what I'm talking about. I would really love it if it would work for each and every one of these wall areas, and I would really love it. I clicked the wrong door, didn't I? I did. I clicked the wrong door. I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to go to a door and I'm going to be like, this is the door I need. It's not. My bad. There we go. Alright, so this is the door I needed. So both this area will have it, as well as this area will also have it as well. And I gotta do a little bit of gotta figure out why that's floating. And there's like another one that's over there that's floating too. I gotta figure out why those are floating. If there's supposed to be something under it, it's like, why isn't it there now? Because look, like it's floating. You can clearly tell that it's floating. So I gotta figure out what's going on with there. But so like all of these rock and stone textures for the cave and stuff like that, those are going to be all hopefully the lost. I don't know what the original is called. Sorry. But I only know the mod that originally had it, that I first saw it, was the Lost Spires. So that's why I'm calling it the Lost Spires. But I want to use those textures in terms of for the cave, because I think, or for the cove, because I think it would look amazing. Now, if there is a retexture version of the cave ones, because I don't know if the Lair actually uses cave textures, so don't hold me against it. But if it does use cave textures, I would really love a recolor instead of blue, having it as red. Because the Lair is supposed to be for vampiric-like characters or evil characters, so I think that having red instead of blue would be amazing. And then again, over here, nothing really too much different. Except for you get to see everything, which is pretty cool. And this is going to be where the mod wall goes, so that's going to be awesome. Unfortunately, I think that for the hideout, it's going to be in separate cells because this area and this area are going to be two completely different. Whereas I can try and see if I can merge this cell with this one over here to kind of make it work. But everything else, I don't think so. Something I want to find out too is that, is this actually missing items too? Because I thought this one was missing one. No, it isn't. Okay. I thought it was missing items. It isn't. That's good. That's good to know. Alright. So yeah, so one thing that I wanted to do is that after all of this stuff becomes standalone and like it doesn't require like the original DLCs or require like Oblivion's original meshes and textures, pretty much I'll just copy them into mine pretty much, so it's not really that big of a deal. But after that, after I start adding in all of what these locations need in order for them to be like which way everything goes kind of thing, or where everything needs to go. So like, let's say the bank script or the bank that's supposed to go into the cove area will be right in this middle area over here. Like you'll see that in that version. However, for that actual purpose, for that version, it's going to be shared across both the Oblivion modded playthrough and the mod playthrough. So it will be a ESM file instead of being a ESP file. So that means that everything will be fine and dandy, and very little things will be able to interfere with it, which is good.
All right.
Okay, so she's much louder now for me. I don't know if she's louder for you guys, but she's louder for me. Anyway, so with those two versions now going to be conjoined into one, it's going to help out a lot more for us. And the reason why I say that it's going to help us out a lot more than what it is doing now is because right now I have 3 different versions. I have the modded playthrough, the mod playthrough, and testing. And obviously the testing one is obviously like the one that I use just to be able to, you know, make sure that this version that we're using right here is stable enough. Mind you, right now it's not really stable, and this area is a bit buggy.
You honor me, your grace.
Hello. This area is very, very bad.
No sign of trouble, your grace.
That's good. I think it's just because of the loading distance. Either that or it's the immersive... What was it called? It's called immersive first camera, I think, or whatever. Maybe that's also causing an issue too. Or maybe a combination of the two of them. I don't know. But some combination is making this place act all weird. Which is weird. Anyway, we're going to the Gardens of Flesh and Bone tests. We're going to unhotkey that spell so we can get our normal spell. Oh, and I did say we were using the armor for this, didn't I? Yeah, so let's go use the armor. I have embraced the darkness tests. Okay. Oh, I also, before I forget, because I will probably end up forgetting, I have to double check the orbs real quick. So the orbs I have to double check are the battle regeneration ones. So health, magic, and fatigue. That bug that I experienced before is still ongoing for those ones. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, buddy. So I fixed the bug only on the ring. I didn't fix it on the orbs. Your sword here. Thank you. Ooh, Night Eye. Yeah. That ring that gives me the protection. Yeah, it doesn't really help me out with anything else. So I think this will be more beneficial for us with the armor. Alright. Oh, right. Yeah, something else that I should probably mention too is is an idea that I have that I want to give the Vile Lair more, or technically the Lair. I shouldn't call it the Vile Lair. I should call it the Lair. Should probably get into the habit of calling it that. I mean, that area in particular is going to have a special, unique set of items that are going to act like sigil stones. If you don't know what a sigil stone is, and you've only watched my series of Oblivion